Strap yourself in for Keeping It Real with Jac Ral.
Welcome back, Keepers. You are listening to a load of shit from us. No, you are listening to
Keeping It Real.
Another episode of Keeping It Real with Jac and Ral. I am Gabrielle Dolan.
I am Jack Phillips, and this is
Great.
you always do that.
No,
this is a good episode. This is a bit of a cool one.
This is a cool one. This is actually, I like the name of this one. This was
GBS.
called GPS. It's Generational Blind Spots. Generational blind spots.
Well, this is a good one because they say there's at least 4 generations in the workforce at the same time, which has not occurred before.
No, name them. You're the marketing
Well,
guru.
the 5 generations are the silent generation.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's the baby boomers. Then it's Gen X. And then it's Gen Y or millennials. And then it's Gen Z.
Right. Have they done the next generation yet, or is that A? Isn't it Gen Alpha?
Yes, Gen Alpha.
Oh, so
Gen
there's
A.
7 generations.
Yeah.
Gen Alpha's well, they're not Gen Alpha
They're not
aren't in the workforce.
not
Right,
yet.
no,
They
correct.
will be. They absolutely will be.
Correct.
So imagine, maybe not the silent generation, they're around 80, I think we worked out, unless it's a family business and they're sprightly,
they'll
then
still
they
be-
could still be
There'll
in
be
a business.
still some silent generation in the workforce. You probably don't know them because they're silent.
I can't see you being too silent at 80, just quietly. Anyway, 4 generations in one place, in one work environment.
Yeah.
I reckon that could bring some challenges.
Yeah. And you know what I reckon?
I'm just imagining working with my
Nearly
father.
everyone that's listening to this would
you
go,
make me growl.
I don't have any generational blind spots.
That's why
That's a
they're
dead-
blind spots.
That's a dead giveaway, isn't it?
That's why they're blind
Okay,
spots.
so what is a generational blind spot?
What is it?
It's something that it's around our assumptions we have, our habits we have, our biases, and they're blind biases that each generation carries, but they're often blind, hence why they're called the blind spots.
Can you remember when we went to Harvard and we were talking about society and biases when it comes to women? And I think it was Hannah Riley Bowles said every single person has biases.
Yeah.
Nobody doesn't have biases.
Yeah.
So if you are listening to this going, well, I don't have biases, then there's a good chance
Let me give
have
you
a blind spot because
let me
you do.
give you a riddle that I've
riddle?
often been. Riddle me this, Batman. Did you watch that? Did you love the Riddler?
Yeah, you made some good
to go-
soup before and
got
it's
it.
gone straight to your
I used
head.
to love the Riddler and Batman.
So what is your
So
riddle?
there is a man and a son driving in a car,
Okay.
and they have a fatal car. They have a car accident.
Is it fatal?
It's fatal. The man, the father is
dies.
killed. The son is rushed to emergency.
Yeah.
And they come into, and the emergency doctor comes out and says, I can't operate on this boy. I'm his parent. Riddle me this, Batman.
Ooh. So
How is that possible?
Well,
Keelan's looking very
how is
confused.
that possible?
How is it possible, Keelan? He
he's-
doesn't know. He's
Can I
stumped.
have a go?
Yeah, do you know the answer?
I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
But you can have a son and still not be the father. In which case, he could have been adopted or
Could have
a
been,
stepfather.
but the father in the car was the biological father.
And so the doctor comes out and says, I cannot operate on this boy because I am the father.
No, I'm the parent.
I am the parent. 2 gay guys had the baby.
Oh, I see. Let's challenge our biases. Yeah? It's the mother.
The mother
See, we
is the
automatically, I
doctor.
said the surgeon, and we all assumed it was a male.
Did too. I saw him. I could see him in his white coat and everything.
Yep.
He was quite good looking.
Yeah, but if you were struggling with that, as you know,
Well, I did.
as you know, even staunch feminist,
But can I ask
podcast.
another question?
yeah,
Why can't a mother operate on her son?
it's not the point of the riddle, Batman. The point of the riddle
Well, I like to be curious.
is to
We are-
help you realise that we all have blind spots and biases. Biases, yes, it was a bias.
Okay, so these are invisible blind spots.
And I just want to point out that Keehlan got it before you.
Bloody younger generation. There I go again. Assumptions, habits and biases that we all carry, often invisible, generational blind spots. So they are regarding generations.
Yep.
Just like I said then. bloody
Yeah. And that's a real indication when you've got them, when you're saying things like bloody younger generation, or if you are younger generation, you're going boomer, okay, boomer.
oldies, the
So
elderly.
the moment you start labeling
Bagging
like that,
somebody.
and you never, no one's ever, a 20-year-old's not calling someone a boomer in a good way. At the moment, and you're not going bloody younger generation in a good way. The moment you start labeling like that, I can guarantee you've got generational blind spots.
I've got GBS. Do I need to go to a doctor? Ral. And would the doctor be a male or a female?
The doctor would say that's an unnecessary acronym you're using. That's
Listen
me,
to it.
Dr. Jargon.
Okay, generational blind spots. So where do they play out?
They play out a lot.
Everywhere.
Yeah, they play out. I mean, play out, they certainly play out in our personal lives, like, with your children or whatever.
Yep.
They play out in work.
Yeah.
Definitely in work.
Yep.
Absolutely in technology. Yeah, we see that, and we'll give a few examples. But the adoption and the resistance of technology,
to technology,
and we'll give a few examples because I have seen that for the last. I mean, I was around when the internet. I was working in IT when the internet came in, and we had to teach employees how to use the internet. And there was still some older people I know. When I say older, they were probably younger than me now. That said, I just refuse to use a computer.
Wow.
Wow. I know. There was one man, he said, I refuse to have a computer on my desk. He was one of the senior executive leaders.
Gee. And that resistance to change, do you think it was out of fear?
I think
Or
he
lack
was
of
very
confidence?
close to retirement.
He couldn't be bothered. He just couldn't be bothered. Yeah,
In fairness.
But again, to his peril, because if you want to be connected to the world and you want to understand what's going on and maybe be connected to your family, like your grandchildren and things, best you get on the
I would
internet.
imagine he has changed. That was, a long time ago.
But the point was there was that
There was
bias.
resistance, to technology.
Yeah.
It shows up this generational blind spots in, like, the way we talk about gender and race and identity.
Yeah, true.
And I think a lot about how we define success and, what success looks like, what families look like, what purpose looks like. I think it plays out in a lot of in every area of our life. It has the potential to play out.
Totally related, but not something you're prepared for because we didn't discuss it. But Anna Wintour, who has been the editor of Vogue for 37 years, I think she's 75.
Has just resigned?
Has just stepped down.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. And I thought to myself, there are not too many women that have that much longevity in such a public profile. Which is quite interesting, right? But again, that could be a generational blind spot just because.
Although, did you say she was the head of Vogue for
7 years? She's been the Vogue.
So she's obviously
top dog,
kept up to date.
Clearly. Oh, and she's influenced culture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anna Wintour
Absolutely.
Has. Somebody said, I think Amazon might own, as in Jeff Bezos, has bought or owns the umbrella media company that owns Vogue and wanted his wedding photos on the cover. And somebody said there's no way Anna Wintour would have allowed that. So now, again, that could all be
little conspiracy theories going on by Jac
That
Phillips.
could be a total rumour. But I smiled to myself because there's been a lot going on about Bezos and Venice getting married to this woman. Anyway, there you are. So,
she could have resigned on principle.
Well,
it could have been one of those over my dead body.
Wouldn't surprise me. Anna Wintour's what was the
I've been in the same room as Anna Wintour.
Get out.
Yeah.
When? Where?
In New York, International Women's Forum conference. She was.
Amazing. How did she look?
She looked exactly the same.
Little bob,
little sunglasses on.
She had the sunglasses on inside.
Yeah,
all day.
Yeah, hardly smiled.
No.
The woman I was with wanted
Devil Wears Prada. That was based on her.
The woman I was with really wanted to meet her, so she ran up to meet her, and she did, and I was taking photos.
And
so I was across the table.
How was Anna when your friend met her?
My friend, who is really into fashion, said, "Hi Anna, I've always wanted to meet you. Do you like my dress?" And she said she got the greatest Anna compliment. She looked her up and down and said yes.
Right, yes. Poor old darling's probably blind. That's a generational blind spot.
See?
Because she's 75.
She's 75.
She just needs Aaron D'Souza's enhancements to. Look younger.
Okay, so
younger.
let's go through. I think let's work through a sort of couple of big, well-known examples, and maybe some more day-to-day examples that we might see. Because I still think, as with any blind spots, we all think we don't have them, or we might go, "Oh, look, I probably do."
Yeah.
It's like, but
You actually
should
do.
know. You should know what
do.
your blind spots are. You were telling me a story about when the Beatles came up. So one of the things was the backlash to rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Where it was going to
Back
be
in the
like
60s.
devil's music. And,
Yes, and it was going to ruin the world. So my father, bless his heart, Merv, was a massive Beatles fan. He used to dress like them as well, and he was going out with my mother, and my grandfather, his soon-to-be father-in-law, said to him, "The Beatles are the ruination of humankind."
And it's the Beatles.
The Beatles.
They were singing like, love, love me do. Like how inoffensive was it? Like it's,
And but Dad still remembers that. So the Beatles, rock and roll backlash. So my grandfather clearly had a generational bias against the Beatles
the
because they were
Beatles.
different.
yeah.
He was a farmer in New Zealand, and the Beatles were these English beatnik, or I don't know what.
Yeah,
the
they
actual
weren't even really rock.
style.
They weren't rock and
They
roll.
had suits. They looked gorgeous.
No, they were all, singing
No one
bloody
had really
Yellow
long hair.
Submarine.
I think that was Paul McCartney, was it? Oh, maybe not.
No.
All right, what else? What other cultural things have sort of encouraged or seen generational
I talked about the
blind
internet
spots?
before. When the internet came in, it was
interweb.
like back onto cloud.
The Facebook
Yeah,
page.
but I think IT is really mobile phones when
Yeah.
they came out. People just like, why would I need a mobile phone? And now it's like, how do you leave home
Cope without
it?
one. What
Except
about
our respective husbands who
who
manage
never ever
to
remember take their mobile phones? Or Richard will take his and not answer it. Anyway,
No, Steve just doesn't take it.
so we've gone
You know,
from
can I just the other day he left his phone
this is a
at
therapy
home
session for Ral,
and his wallet at home.
his phone
and-
and his wallet.
And Alex goes, "Dad, how can you leave
can you
home
cope?
without your wallet
And
your
your
phone?"
phone?
And he went, "Because I have your mother."
That reminds me of that T-shirt. I don't need Google. I've got a wife.
Yes.
She'll tell me what to do. So the internet. So we went from the information superhighway, which is the internet, to email.
Yeah.
From email to mobile phones and smart devices. So iPads, iPods, iPhones, or
Social
phones.
media.
Social media. What about cash to digital payments?
So there's a few dead giveaways you're a boomer,
Or
isn't it? What is it?
well, not even a boomer. I'm thinking of a husband who's not a boomer, who's a Gen X, who says to me, "Do we need to go and
He's
get?
on the cusp though.
Do we need to get? Don't remind
He
me.
is. What year is he born?
None of your business. Do we need to go and get foreign currency out? It's like, what that? We've got 500 Visa cards or MasterCards, and we've got
travel
internet
card. It's called a
payment.
travel card.
We've got you name it.
But
why would we need
but
cash?
people, I do not carry cash on me
Ever.
at all.
Ever.
At all.
Can't stand it.
In fact, sometimes the odd occasion I do need cash. Maybe, I don't know, pay the cleaners. You know where I'll go? I'll go to Steve's wallet
Because as the cobwebs get opened,
it's home. It's never on him. And I'll just whip out a couple $100.
because he'll have the cash in there. Bless
the
his
cash in
heart.
there, and
You married a dear old soul, didn't you? Hey?
God, love
See, generational blind spot again.
Yep.
What else?
So one of the ones we saw with the younger generation and their loyalty around jobs, where we were raised. That
one job for
the one job
20
we were
years.
raised. You go work for a company and you work there for
20
either life,
Yeah.
or you definitely work there for a good 5 or
long
10
time.
years. And now the younger generation who were
It's not just the younger generation.
no,
that's the point.
it's more common now. But
Yes.
when it first started
Initially.
happening, like people would work for 2 years and then go, okay, now that was great. I need another opportunity.
Yeah, a better
All
leader.
the older people were going, they're disloyal, they lack work ethic, they're not prepared to do the hard yards.
there's some generational
and
blind
that
spots.
was absolutely generational blind
I
spots.
hear that today, though I don't hear always older people saying
No,
that.
so now what has happened is that generation paved the way for everyone to go, no,
I'm not happy, so why would I stay?
Why would you stay
That's
in
right.
a job
Or
you're
I've
not
been
happy?
offered a better opportunity.
yeah.
That's
So
right.
it was even though there was a pushback,
Yeah.
it's now there. Well, that's just the way we work now.
time out. Kel, time out. This interruption is brought to you by Jack Phillips from Keeping It Real. To my left is Gabrielle Dorlan, also known as Ral. We have started a subscription service. It is on the Patreon. And the reason we've done that is because we keep being asked to do more and more when it comes to keeping it real. And we are never going to run out of things to talk about. So what you can get on the Patreon, if you back us and put some money behind us so that we can keep doing this, is bonus episodes. You'll get masterclasses, you'll get early access to events, and you'll get a book club. Have I forgotten anything?
No.
Get on the Patreon. Back us. What about men staying home and doing the caring for children and women going to work, if it's a heterosexual relationship?
Yeah.
Are there blind spots around that, do you think, still to this day?
Well, so I'm going to speak from my experience, and this is when Steve left his corporate role, and this was 10 years ago, 11, coming up to 11 years. Everyone said, oh, so you're retiring. And I thought, and I was going, when I left my corporate role to be home with the kids, no one said I was retiring.
No.
But to me it was, reverse sexism.
So your point was he was staying home to look after the kids while you built your business.
Yeah, but why
people
were people assumed because he wasn't working for corporate, he had retired?
As opposed to...
And it used to really annoy him, and it used to really annoy me because it was
it's a blind spot.
Yeah, it's a blind spot.
And is it a generational blind spot?
Maybe it's generational because, 40 years ago that wouldn't have
Men
happened.
would never have...
Been probably the female wouldn't have had
resigned.
a job to.
No, well, her job, she would have.
I know when my mum
working twice as hard for no money, and that was
when
in the home.
my mum got married, she had to give up
her
work.
job.
She was a teacher.
Yeah,
like how ridiculous is that?
Not
Anyway, so this is where generational blind spots come from because we are raised a certain way, then things change. You got to look at things like climate change. I don't see too many young people denying climate change.
No.
You look at the climate change deniers.
So true. There's a certain type.
There's a certain type.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And then there's the enhanced games we were talking about.
Oh, well, yeah.
And we both did a little study, a little personal study.
We talked about this.
Because we spoke about it to lots of people and because we knew
older generations think it's
just shut it down.
Ridiculous.
Dawn Fraser, you should see her in the media talking about the enhanced games.
The younger kids.
Quite hit up about it.
Excited.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely the young kids are. They're saying, well, what do you mean? It's already happening. There's already enhancements. We're already taking testosterone or Ozempic or, but hang on, that's different. How? In fact, it'd be interesting. There's probably more older people taking enhancements and needing enhancements, HRT, Ozempic, testosterone, there's just some, than there would be younger people, yet younger people understand it. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Yes, very interesting. Very deep,
God,
Jack.
I'm interesting.
God, you are interesting. You're full of it today. I think, and this is a hard one because they're a blind spot for a reason because they're blind. So I think sometimes it's a case of, do you know you have it?
So this is a self-awareness opportunity by listening to this episode, maybe sharing it with other people that you think may have generational blind spots.
Yeah.
Because the first thing is to say, well, I need to grow my self-awareness around this. I need to be more aware that I probably have those and where do I apply them? Is it at work? Is it regarding loyalty? Is it regarding technology? Is it regarding gender, race, identity? Where am I?
Yeah.
Putting these blind spots.
And I think part of a big indication is if you've got it, if you are saying things like boomers, or younger generation.
Sure. Boomers stole all the wealth.
Boomers stole what they did.
Here she goes.
I can hang it on boomers because I'm a Gen X.
Oh, and such a gap too between you and
I think
the
there's
boomers.
2 years.
I'm a Gen X as well.
2 years, you're 1 year.
Listen to her. Talk about bloody ageist.
Just scraped in. Gen X is the cool generation.
I think so. Just quietly.
Just quietly. Do you reckon every generation thinks they're the best generation?
Yeah, and with the best music. Yeah, they all
but
do.
that's just incorrect.
That's just impossible. That's just couldn't be the case.
Like
generational blind spots. Here she goes again.
God,
all right, let's go back to this.
I reckon even the Gen millennials would say.
Well, they do listen to
Gen
a lot
X
of
music.
our music.
Yeah,
I must say
a lot of our music.
Indeed. All right. So first thing, let's be aware. Self-aware that we've got generational blind spots, and let's think about all the areas you could have them. The second thing to address this is what do we need to do if we feel we have them?
I think it comes down to not judging so quickly and being curious.
And
so
listening.
having an open mindset, which is, listening, asking questions. And, this could just be with your kids or with your parents, vice versa.
Or other people at work,
Why do
older
you
people.
think that? Tell me more about that. So the old tell me, we spoke about this, in the previous episode of how you want to be. If you want to be curious, then it's forcing yourself to say, well, tell me more about that. Help me understand that.
My father says just because it's different, it's not wrong. And he's trying to convince himself. And it's so true, right? Because there are differences in every generation and there are differences as the world evolves, and it's becoming, in some cases quite scary for some people because it's changing so fast, particularly if you've been around for a long time. So if you are able to reserve judgment and say, I'm going to use this as a learning experience to understand what little Sonny Jim here has to say about
Little Sonny Jim,
what he has to say about remote work and entrepreneurship or whatever it might be.
That's another generational bias we didn't talk about.
No.
The whole working from home. There's a certain type who are against working from home as well, isn't there?
And are they a certain gender?
Yeah, they're a certain gender and they're a
Funny
certain
that, isn't it?
age.
And there's certain sort
They
of
get into the
yeah.
office and talk about climate change denial.
They believe, and enhancements aren't real, they believe that work is a place, not a thing you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming up for our second immersion. So we're going to the beautiful King Valley in October. What are the dates, Ra?
23rd to 25th of October
Is that
in Millawa,
Thursday to Saturday?
Thursday to Saturday.
Where are we staying? Because that's pretty swanky.
We're staying at Lancemoor, Millawa, so very funky. We've deliberately chosen a location where it's not your typical conference. We're not going to be in a
We don't
conference room.
do
Don't worry about
conference
that.
and we don't do typical.
We're going to be doing we're going to be doing masterclasses, on the
bar.
terrace, in the rooftop, around the fire pit. Some very cool stuff.
Outside.
Yeah, we've allowed a little bit of time, free time for you to go, cheese tasting, Millawa cheese, or the Brown Brothers winery.
Or lay on your bed and
relax by the
read a book.
pool. There'll be mentoring walks. It's
Great food and great
the
wine.
feedback from the last immersion was seriously so amazing that we've decided to run it again because
And numbers are limited, right? Because the Lance
absolutely.
can only take a certain number.
Yeah.
So if you want,
and we want this to be an intimate gathering.
Yeah.
So
Works
jump on board, and all the details are in the show notes or the link below.
or email us, messages.
Yeah.
We can send you the flyer. How do we get better at reducing these generational blind spots?
Well, I think it's like always, we start with self-awareness, being aware, asking good questions, being curious, not making assumptions, listening. Digger's jumped up onto my lap and he's going, I don't know, he's
Do you
talking
have any
about
blind
generational.
spots?
He is.
Digger, do you have any blind spots?
No,
Digger.
I do not have a blind spot. I have two dodgy hips because I'm an old generation.
Oh, that's a generational blind spot.
He would be
How old?
in
110.
yeah. He's certainly not the bloody silent generation.
No.
Can tell you that.
No, and he's certainly
He's the farting generation.
Goddess of bloody gas or god of gas. Okay, so be curious. Well, first of all, start with self-awareness. Be curious, be open, don't judge, listen, ask great questions, and then look at it as a learning opportunity when you are speaking to somebody who has a different point of view than you.
Yep.
Do you always have to back stuff up with facts to convince someone or not? No.
No, I don't think facts convince anyone.
I was going to say, I don't think
Well,
facts
they don't.
even
I mean,
play.
I talk about, stories are more powerful than logic and stuff. But
more emotional.
and you know what? It's not about being right or wrong either.
No,
it's just being
good
open.
point.
No, it's not about. This isn't about being right
point.
or wrong.
It's about being open
It's being about open.
and learning, using it as a learning experience.
Yep.
All right, there you are.
Okay, there you go,
Generational
keepers.
blind spots.
That's us. If you like what you heard, give us a rate, give us a share.
us a rate.
You probably already know this, but we are on YouTube. If you want to see Digger, you want to see Digger the dog
He is
on my
pretty
lap.
cute,
He's about
gotta
to jump
say.
down. Jump on YouTube.
Careful hips.
We've got a very strong following on YouTube. So if you want to look at Jac and Ral,
They
us
don't.
all together.
They don't.
Come
We've
on
got
YouTube.
great faces for YouTube.
We can
not.
start an OnlyFans one.
Only
soon enough.
grands?
Only grands. Okay, keepers, that's it for us. We'll speak to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to another episode of Keeping It Real with Jac and Ral. If you like what you've heard, don't forget to tell others about it and give a 5-star review. They may seem confident, but they really are sensitive, 5-star needy souls. Yeah, right. Keeping It Real, created by Jack Phillips and Gabriel Dolan. Produced by Keehlan Ferrari-Brown. And this really real voiceover, spoken by Richard Phillips.